If you didn't hear about this guy, let me introduce you to him. James Ennis III, a virtual unnamed forward for the Philadelphia 76ers, just signed a 2-year extension to remain with the team. When asked why, he didn't say it was about the money, nor did he say it was about his love for the city of Philadelphia. No, Tony, he said the reason he elected to stay was that with Kawhi Leonard now going to L.A., the 76ers would walk into the conference finals in the Eastern Conference. Tony, should he have opened his mouth and said this? And is he right?
So my first reaction was, who in God's name is James Ennis III or James Ennis II? And I did small research because I don't do the kind of research that you do. And I find out that he plays about 12 to 15 minutes a game. And he's just some guy. And he's writing checks that Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons have to cash. Now, I've gone through this with Mike. He loves the 76ers, and maybe you do too. So I'm going to sit back and listen on this. But to me, if you lose Jimmy Butler and you lose J.J. Redick, you've lost a lot of scoring. I don't know why people love the Sixers as much as they do.
Well, I would say this. The prevailing point is that his mouth, tried to deposit checks that his backside can't cash. He just needs to keep his mouth shut. Average 6 points, 3 rebounds last year. Just be quiet, be happy you're in the league. That's number one. Having said all of that, I will say this. I have the Philadelphia 76ers as the favorites to come out of the East. Boston has lost Horford. Where did they lose him to? To Philadelphia. They've lost Kyrie Irving, although they replaced him with Kemba Walker. There's some depth issues as well. Milwaukee lost Mirotic. He goes back to Europe. You lost Brogdon. He goes over to Indiana.
But they got the best player in the league.
I understand that, but again, Brogdon and Mirotic are two big losses, okay?
Right.
We saw Toronto smoke them, led by Kawhi Leonard. He's now in Los Angeles with the Clippers. So when you think about the preeminent roadblocks in the Eastern Conference that could potentially derail the Philadelphia 76ers, all three of those teams are a lesser version of what they were last year. Meanwhile, although the Sixers lose Redick and they lose Jimmy Butler, two big losses, make no mistake. They got Horford. They acquired Josh Richardson, who's a damn good two-way player coming from Miami. You still kept Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. With Horford, I think that's a big deal, and the Sixers should be the
I'm not going to go back and forth forever and ever on this, but do you ever worry that Horford, at his size, will get in Embiid's way?
No.
And that won't work. So you think that's going to work?
Because he's an elite defender, he's a great sub, and he can hit perimeter shots away from the basket,
do you think it's
which is a plus.
possible with Toronto that even though they don't have their best player, that when a team learns to win and accomplishes something, there's some muscle memory and they remember how to win and they shouldn't be discounted that easily?
Well, my response to that would be, what muscle memory are you talking about? I think the biggest muscle was Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah,
now,
no,
if there were others,
that.
that would be different. To lose him is a big deal.
So you like the 76ers?
I like the 76ers.
So you're with James Ennis III, the second, and the first?
I'm with James Ennis the first, the second, and the third, but not the dude that opened his mouth.
Okay.
The dude that's on that team. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.